Hello and welcome back. Steel Pinnings here once again, and today I have for you my last installment of July locks. And of course, you guys know me, when I go overboard I kind of jump off the deep end. We'll just pan back and let you see what I got on the desk. And you first see the big honking elephant in the room, right? This monster. This is a high shear 1200, and it is made by the High Shear Corporation, Torrance, California, and the production date on it was 1983, and it is a U.S. military installment high munitions lock, and it is a monster of a lock, nearly 5 pounds. It is so damn heavy, and I have one key for it, not control and operating. It's a 2-in-1, if you will. It's a control key that works as an operating key as well. But when you do that, you can pull the core clean out. You know, have it open, and then you can slide it back in. And see, the difference is right there is locked, and control is just a touch further. That's it. So whenever you're opening it, that's open, and then you go to shut it, that first click locks it. 2 clicks, now it's in control, see? And that's what stinks. Once you get it into control like that, you gotta pop it back. But that's the only thing that stinks about it. That thing is a monster edition. I've been looking for one, and they're so damned expensive. They're right up there with the 833s and even some of the 951s, if they're not brand spanking new type of thing. Moving on from there, I've had this one in my collection for a couple months now, and it is the Miracle Lock U.S. military installation, and it has the weird looking wafer core in it. More info on this, I'd refer you to Lockpicking Lawyer's video on it, because this is the latter edition of the lock, and they went with a slightly easier core because they had problems with the original core maker, Ingersoll, and with that they made this one much bigger. You see, I had just now gotten an Ingersoll model. This has the Ingersoll Rand key and core. Goes in perfectly, works the lock beautifully, and out comes the core. But the difference is, besides that big knuckle down here for holding a chain, and of course the bottom plate is slightly different. It's got a plate compared to a solid, but the top of it is much bigger around, and that's because it's got that extra lip to it. It would be near same size, slightly bigger here with the newer model, but I think they did that because they went with a slightly lesser of a core. And that's just my opinion, I'm not sure. It's what I've noticed about it. It's an awesome find for my collection. Now I have both models, completes the Miracle Lock portion. Here I have the first best lock that I pinned up, SFIC, and got it to operating and control. And this is the KBTI, yeah, keyway. Quite a weird looking keyway. It almost looks like a guy sitting on a potty. Beautiful little action to it, works great, and I was quite proud because it's my first Peaks, which is a 7-pin core with really an 8th pin as the check pin, they call it. It does have a spring, a driver, and a key pin. I don't know why they call it a check pin. It's really a pin, you know, a tumbler. Moving on from there, I saw another one of these, and it is that trick lock where you push that button and you get the actual keyway, put in the lock, turn it all the way around, and it opens the lock. Beautiful action to it, and that locks it back down. And of course this way here doesn't do anything, it's nothing. It's a trick. That's the trick to it. I had discussed with a few others that there might have been other tricks to them, and I'm sure they make other models that do, you know, that have that other little trick to them. But I thought it was really cool because now I have another key, and if it's anything close to that key bidding, then maybe I can cut a key for the other one I have. And if I do, I have a new friend of mine that I'd like to send it to because he really enjoyed them too. So if I can get that working, it's yours, bud. Moving on from there, this is a Master Lock number 18. And the Master Lock number 18 is a really special lock. And what's so special about it? Besides it's a beefy lock, the special thing about it is they've used the quick-set technology, if you will, for the smart key. If you see over here, there's a little a button or hole. And you put in your key, turn it to open the lock, turn it a little further, and it will, let me get a light, show you that hole. There we go. And you put a pin down that hole, and you can pull out the key, put in a different key, any quick-set 5-pin key, lock it back, and it'll work fine. And yes, this is a quick-set stylized master 5-pin key. But with that, it is just like the quick-set Gen 3. And what I mean by that is the only way to pick that lock is if you can shim it on a thin pick or something to get back there and push in on the sidebar. Without that, it totally locks up and you will not pick it. But if you can manage to get it back there and shim that sidebar, then it's a master lock to pick. That's another one I referred to Lockpicking Lawyer. He did a great review on it, and its counterpart, the Master Magnum 532, I think, or 536. I'm not sure. Moving on, I saw this one, and I didn't think it was an original because it didn't go up in price. But it turns out it is an original Scandinavian. Beautiful action to it. Double ring. It's a little smaller, but these things typically go for a small fortune. And I was lucky enough to get it for a quick 20 bucks. So, all day long, right? Bring it on. Moving on from there, we'll slide on over here. I had been looking for these and I couldn't find them, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere. And this is a master lock very similar to, I mean, this is a combination lock very similar to the master lock. Slightly bigger, but it's made by American Lock, and which is master lock too, but it's the older American Lock version. And I had two of them here, and I have the combinations for them, but I don't have the combination for this one. But it's a master lock. Come on, guys, y'all should be able to get that open. I got one of these for my collection and one of these for one of my brothers in Pickin's master or American Lock collection. So what I'm going to do with this one is, well, I've got a lot of master locks that are going out with that huge giveaway I'm doing here, and I just realized I hit 800 subscribers finally. Woo! So it's my 300th video, and I'm over 800 subscribers, so I've got to make it better, right? So we're going to throw that one in for another master lock for this little bag here of masters and goodies, you know? So we'll have that. Moving on from there, I got this really cool new in-box, old stock Zephyr padlock as shit. Lost key. As well. It's beautiful, and it comes with the combination. They do have a little mini master opener for it, for manual opening. I thought it was really cool to add next to my other locks in collection. Now I have several models of them. Yay! And then over here, the big stack up is, I got a couple of these. These are the Sergeant Asa Abloy signature. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit to it. There we go. And you always can know whenever you see that leaf. And it'll be the leaf on the key as well. Let me get it up here. There you go. Leaf on the key. And this is the LA Keyway. And this is just like, and from the same seller, I believe, as the one that Chris Aaron's got, and he had some problems with, and we were trying to brainstorm of what exactly was the problem. And when I got this one, I realized what exactly the problem is. This UL is stamped on after the fact, along with this UL cylinder sticker, which tells you that it's a signature. The only thing that's a true signature in this lock is the core. I think they had signature cores and they didn't have bodies, because if you check it out, if I can make it, I've got it really tight, but these things should not move. They should not move at all, and they move. They don't fit this cylinder housing as well. If you look here in the back, you can see it kind of, it jingles and jangles and moves in and out, and that's what also keeps your core from coming straight out. It binds it up sometimes, see? Anyhow, that's what I've come to realize, is that mine looks like the sidebar channels have been filed in with a small, oh gosh, one of those tiny little hacksaw blades for the coping saw type of thing. It fit right down that keyhole and plug hole and cut in those two sides, and I think it's a regular Sargent Assa Abloy cylinder that's been modified and upgraded to the UL, because on here they don't say anything of the sort other than LA Keyway, the order number, that it's a UL 10, which tells you that the core is a UL 10 LA Keyway, and it has a 26D, which is the finish, which is the bright, shiny, and they're both the same. Other than that, number 41 is their unit code. Other than that, it doesn't say anything about it being a signature, just Sargent Assa Abloy. So I'm really drawing to my conclusion that these are modified ones, and that's why he wasn't selling them for as much. But all you have to do is go in and clean it out and make sure it still works good, and you have a Sargent signature lock. I mean, there's really, I'm nitpicking to bitch about it. There's not much to bitch about other than go through and clean it out, because it's been modified and you'll have shavings stuck in there sometimes. So there's where I'm going to leave that. So I'm going to move this out the way and show y'all what I am going to do now that this is my 800 subscriber giveaway as well. And this will be the 300th video, so it'll be 300th video, 800 subscriber video. Leave your comments on this video, and I will do the drawing from this video. Okay, now that I've made that fairly clear, I'm going to throw out here the last bit, the add-on to 800 subscribers, and I didn't know what to do. I had a great idea, and you see a throw out there, you know, the latch. It is a deadbolt latch to a Medico deadbolt, keyed and ready to rock and roll, all the fixtures and hardware. I don't have the box, that's why it's in a bag. I apologize for that. This came off my door when I upgraded, so it is a working air keyway, IAR, and it's a one-sided. The back side is not. It is a thumb turn. And other than that, it's ready to go. Put it on your door. Have a Medico on your door. That'd be cool. Now, the only problem is I only have one key. So, put it on your back door, or put it on your shed door, your shop door. You know, whatever. I don't know. I just know it is a Medico deadbolt. They ain't cheap. And I know I sure wanted one whenever I first got it. So it made a smile on my face. I'm hoping I can put a smile on someone else's. So if you're looking into getting a Medico deadbolt, then get in on this giveaway. Now, I happen to agree with Mr. Bobby Keyz and Bill Bacardi about it, wanting it to go to the subscribers, not anyone who's just happened to cross it, unless they're going to be a subscriber and enjoy it. If you do, then awesome. But I really want it to go to the guys who they try. They, or, you know, most of all have another channel of their own, or at least comment quite often, that sort of thing. somebody totally new out of the blue I've never seen or heard of, I may question it and do a redraw. So no telling on that. I want it to go to somebody who I feel I know, and I know that it will be enjoyed then. So we're adding that into it. The giant bag of Masters, this thing weighs 5 pounds. Now you got a Medico Deadbolt. Now if that isn't a subscriber giveaway, 300th video giveaway, and a total, I really do appreciate every single one of y'all in the community that trades with me, that watches me, that give me the damn time of day. I've been doing this for a long time, well before I started doing videos, and most of the time people didn't give you the time of day. The only ones that knew locks were locksmiths, and there's not very many locksmiths out there like Bill Bacardi and a few others, Mr. Paul Springett, and there's not many of you guys out there. And I want everyone to know that. These guys are very special and so appreciated. So I want to say a special thanks out to the locksmiths out there that participate in lock sport, and as a lifelong member into our YouTube lock-picking community. And I thank y'all so very much, and I thank all of the subscribers that dedicate the time to watch. I know it gets tough sometimes, myself included. I love watching them, and I don't find the time half the time. So, most definitely, thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. It is for y'all that I muster up the will to do all of this. And it makes it worth the while for me as well. It puts a huge smile on my face. So without rambling on anymore, I'll sign off there. Y'all please stay safe, watch real close to this video and leave your comments. Keep it legit. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, peace.